Okay, you guys, I'm not supposed to do commentary for this one, but I'm going to show you this bonus level, or should I say this bonus chapter. So, enjoy. 90 years later. No, I meant 97 years later, but that's a long time. Well. The Titanic boat has been sinking, and now it's been destroyed. And guess what? It's loading.
So many things went wrong aboard Titanic. Many believe we were ill-fated, doomed right from the start. I don't agree. A man makes his own fate. The mistakes leading to the Titanic disaster were simple, straightforward, and easily remedied, like so many things are with the benefit of hindsight. If I could go back, what would I change? What would I do differently? Where would I even begin?
I have no idea.
Rule 1 of seamanship: don't stick unprotected hands into the jaws of evil.
That's right. Because eels could shock you.
This was Titanic's accelerator. It controlled the amount of coal stoked, and thus the amount of power sent to the turbines.
Let's see. Is there something we need around here?
The eel thinks that rod's either food or a mate. Either way, he won't like me messing with it, so I shan't.
So I shan't? That doesn't sound right. There's
Enough gunk has cooled the surface of these gloves home that they could probably withstand a bite or two. Let's just move Snappy out of the way.
Hold on for a second, folks. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Mom called me and I got something to eat, so let's go ahead and pick up this eel, which I hate. A rod. Now, is there something we need here?
There. Still fits, even after all this time. This was Titanic's son.
Oh yeah.
We shouldn't have been running full steam in waters we knew to be notorious for icebergs. That much is certain. Had we decreased our speed by half, even if nothing else had been changed, the iceberg impact would not have been likely to breach more than 1 or 2 bulkheads, and we could have stayed afloat for days. We wouldn't have lost a single person. We might not have even lost Titanic at all. This is how it goes.
Okay. We're at the we're at the Titanic ship, the way it was before it sank or whatever. Let's go to the sitting room.
Determining a ship's course is far from an exact science, but science does play its part. Currents, weather systems, and other fairly predictable impediments are accounted for as much as possible. Without a doubt, crossing so near Newfoundland was a concession made for the sake of time. A more southerly route would have presented far fewer hazards at the cost of a few additional hours of travel. The risk was deemed acceptable by those at a higher pay grade than I.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bonus. This is not like the end of the game. This is when you're in chapter 7, that's the end of the game. But this is just a bonus. Let's take a look around. Let's take a look at this before my time is up.
This is the map we used to plot our initial course, and all subsequent course changes and corrections.
Okay. Now we go to our bonus hidden object scene, where we had to collect 10 push pins. Time to collect the push pins. I know I'm not supposed to commentary, but I just can. Oh. A bunch of push pins.
I've collected all the course plotting pins. Now put them back where they were before Titanic sunk. Or rather, where they should have been.
It's already sunk. Look at this mess.
This is the map we used to plot our initial course.
Ugh. Of course. We lose the item. Okay.
That course wouldn't have worked.
Oh, great.
That course.
Oh, great. Now, it's a puzzle that's going to be hard.
That is one possible course, but it wouldn't have gotten Titanic to New York Harbor. That course wouldn't have... That is one possible...
Okay, I'm getting annoyed by this puzzle.
That is one possible course.
Let's see. Am I forgetting something?
That is one possible.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I'm going to have a hard time with this puzzle. Okay, I'm trying to find a solution to this puzzle.
That is one.
And apparently,
That is one.
this is getting on my last nerve.
That is one. That course wouldn't have worked.
I know I can't go down.
That course.
Ugh.
That course.
This is sad.
That is one. That is one.
See here, I'm trying to think.
That is one.
There.
I could have made such a course change, but in all honesty, there was no predictive cause for it. Had we received a warning message by wireless, it would have been done without question. But there was no such message, and so we plowed ahead, full steam, towards our collective fate.
Okay. So basically you're just entering rooms and fixing up this mess. So let's go to the receiving room.
At the time of Titanic's fateful voyage, the wireless radio was still considered a newfangled contraption. No sailor worth his salt relied on them much. They were an adjunct, not a necessity. This was short-sightedness on our part. The wireless transmitter and receiver aboard Titanic was not even owned by the White Star Line. It was owned by a private company, and it was their charge to serve the passengers, not the crew. When forced to choose between relaying a message about the stock market to an investor or a message about weather conditions, the missive to the passenger was always given priority. And so it was that we missed an important message in regard to icebergs in our direct path.
Thank you. Okay, so the reason why the auto is so like skipping parts and stuff, and I'm telling you, it did not sync. I was converting something during this video, so I'd like to apologize for that matter.
This chute runs directly to the wheelhouse.
So it is. let's see, is there anything else we need before we head to the object scene? Absolutely nothing. Okay, so let's go. In this hidden object scene, you're collecting 10 torn pieces of paper. Is this going to be another puzzle? Could be, but I wouldn't doubt it unless if it's a trick. So far, this piece of paper has a message that says, urgent communication. From SS California, large iceberg in path of Titanic. Recommend course change to 44,000, Stay safe.
A recommended course change. You would think this message would have warranted some serious attention.
Let's see here. Do we need something here? Sorry you guys, this video probably is going to take long because I'm trying to find something.
Had we received that message, Titanic would have almost certainly made it to New York Harbor without incident. I cannot blame the Marconi operators. They were simply following their own orders. The system was to blame. And although the Titanic was instrumental in fixing the very system that doomed her, it is the wish of every captain that such cautionary tales not be woven on their watch. So it goes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what this is.
This chute runs directly to the wheelhouse.
It keeps repeating that. My goodness. Okay, so we're going to the last room, which is the bagging hold. Or should I say the baggage? I'm not going to say it. But let's go.
Titanic's outer hull was comprised of thousands of sheets of riveted steel. It was quite literally a patchwork of metal. It sounds a little disconcerting, but this was the only method of shipbuilding on that scale available at the time. Had the rivets been hard-stamped, that is to say, had the steel that they were driven into been heated after they were stamped, the joints between plates wouldn't have been so susceptible to the cracks that allowed the ice to penetrate as deeply as it did. Just another simple step that could have saved hundreds of lives.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I was humming to the song. So let's pick up this. Whatever that is. And we go to, I believe, our last hidden object scene. And we have to correct these rivets. I don't know why they call it that. It's supposed to be screws. Come on. There's one more. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There we go. But what do we use it for? Right here.
That's where they belong. But they need something substantial to keep them in place under the pressure.
I wonder what that is. Could it be this? I thought so.
It seems like it should have been standard procedure. Titanic was separated into 15 watertight bulkheads, but the word watertight is a little misleading. They were really only watertight from bow to stern. The tops were open, like gigantic cups. Titanic could have remained afloat indefinitely with breaches in 4 of the 15. But even with 5 breaches, Titanic should have stayed afloat well into the next day. The real problem that night was one of location. The breaches occurred in the first 5 contiguous bulkheads at the front of the ship. This caused the bow of the ship to dip down enough that water spilled over the top wall of the next bulkhead in line. This caused a domino effect. The bow dipped further down, allowing the next bulkhead to be breached, and so on. In retrospect, it was hubris that did Titanic in. from the financiers who didn't see the need for high-grade steel in the bulkheads, down to the very postures themselves, who simply couldn't believe their world could be so easily crushed by nature's caprice. But it was I who sinned most egregiously. In the end, I was charged with navigating Titanic from Southampton to New York. But the sea was so calm, the air so clear, the atmosphere on board so very charged with excitement. There was a singular, palpable glee infecting us all alike, from the reclining elite on the upper decks to the suited, sweaty firemen toiling in the bows. We were all taking part in history. We were the envy of the rest of the world. Hubris. We never stood a chance.
Wow, that's a lot of talking. But anyway, that's the end of the game. I know there's a lot of dialogue has to be involved in this, but I try to be patient. But whenever a dialogue talks so long, or a dialogue that goes so long, that I just get bored really fast. But anyway, that's the end of Hidden Mysteries, The Fateful Voyage Titanic, and I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play, and I'll see you guys for another Let's Play, which I don't know what that's going to be, but trust me, it's going to be great. So see you guys. So see you guys next time on this great adventure. Oh!